Right, back live with you tonight on In Focus. Newzroom Afrika yesterday spoke to the Dr. Ruth Segomotsi Mompati District Manager, Itumeleng Jonas, and the former manager in the office of the Mayor, Fanon Muema. This is following a report on the City Press that a special council sitting approved a 38 million rand invoice for the construction of a call center. Well, we're now joined by Whistleblower and councillor there, Gaolatlhwe. Kgabo, good to have you, and thank you very much for your time. Let's go back a little bit. How did you get to a point that you got this information and it began to raise red flags for you? What did you see that began to say to you there is something irregular about this particular tender and how it's been awarded?
No, thank you very much, and thanks for having me. Like you have correctly said, my name is Gaolatlhwe, but also I'm a councillor in that municipality. And as a result, I've got access to information, or I'm in a position to request certain information as and when there are issues that are cropping up that requires clarity from either the officials of the municipality or the political head of the municipality.
Right.
And as a result, you do know that on the 17th of February 2022, I wrote a letter to the executive mayor, the then executive mayor, Councillor Babwile, requesting clarity in terms of the awarding of a call center tender. And according to the letter that I received, in fact, the letter that I sent to the executive mayor, I was seeking clarity in line with the process that has been followed in terms of our Supply Chain Policy Act and our supply chain policy. And as a result, that is how I got to get more information in terms of how the process was unlawfully followed and ultimately the unlawful awarding of the tender. So that is how I got to get the information by virtue of me being a councillor through the reports that are being presented to council. And maybe to correct this thing, it is not true that the municipality or the municipal council has approved or agreed on the appointment of a contractor.
Yeah.
You'd understand that in terms of the process of the municipality, that is the responsibility of officials.
Yes.
What then gets to us is the reports in terms of processes that has been followed and in terms of action that has been made in the budget of a municipality. So that is how we got to understand that there are problems in this.
So let's go back a little bit. 1st September 2021 is when this particular tender was advertised. But of course, the processes of advertising would need to first start at the level of putting together the tender document and raising basically that there is a need for this. And that would need to be then raised with council, would it not?
No, obviously, the awarding of a tender, like I've correctly said, there's no way where councillors are involved. What we only get ourselves is a report. We got quarterly reports. There is what we call Section 71 report through the Municipal Finance Management Act, which clearly outlines the financial status of a municipality. And that report is being presented to council on a monthly basis. So we are involved nowhere in the awarding of a tender. Yeah. Yes, we're informed that there will be a tender that needs to be awarded that specifically deals with the call center in particular. And the rationale behind having or strengthening our call center as a district municipality at that time was a way of intervening on issues of service delivery, was a way of bringing government closer to the people. But unfortunately, there were maladministration along the appointment of that tender.
Yeah.
And that is when we wrote a letter not only to the executive mayor, but we also followed the correct process through the Combating and the Prevention of Corrupt Activities, Section 34 of it.
Right.
We also informed the scope about the process, and unfortunately nothing has happened.
So talk to me. I want us to go very slowly with that process. What happened after you received the report that there will be such an advert and such a tendering process that will be ensued? Was the bid advertised? Were bids received? What was the process of adjudication and so on and so forth?
Like you have correctly said, the process started in 2021, I think December. And at that time, the first advertisement lapsed in terms of the validity order, which raised eyebrows as to why would officials allow a tender to lapse without convening necessary bid evaluation committee meetings. But the second one was re-advertised. in the year 2022. And as a result, when they dealt with the advertising of the contract, I think there were 4 bidders that responded to that advertisement. And during the process of, according to the report of the bid evaluation now, and this is where also it raises eyebrows. It raises eyebrows because of it demonstrates that there is some unholy relations between some municipal officials and contractors. To a large extent, one can argue that there are conflict of interest precisely because of certain officials of the municipality are related, including to the person who has been appointed as a contractor. The bid evaluation.
So yes. Let's talk about that a little bit. So you've got W Cyber Solutions, which is a joint venture. You've got Signal Secure, which is a joint venture. You've got Lechuru Pty Ltd. You've got Ikageng Web Services and Graphic Design Solutions. They all bidded for this work and coming in at different bid amounts. Where exactly is the conflict of interest, and where, in which company, and how does it come?
Let's start with the process. Let's start with the process of disregarding our supply chain management policy, of which it applies to any institution of government. Firstly, you can't appoint a contractor that is not responsive, that does not have any history of operating within that field.
Yeah.
That is number one. 2, the issue of conflict of interest. You can't have a chairperson of the evaluation of the evaluation committee, Mr. Hector Sichobo, who's also related to the adjudication committee chairperson, Ms. Nkomo, whom they are both related to the joint venture partner. So that is where the conflict of interest arises.
Related, talk to us, related in what way?
Related in this sense. One, Ms. Nkomo is an aunt to Hector Sichogo. Hector Sichogo is a cousin to the appointed contractor. That is an open secret. Everybody knows about it. And this is not the only contract where conflict of interest has arisen before, and we have raised it with the administration. Unfortunately, nothing has been done. There is currently a contract of the very same magnitude in terms of the amount that runs for 3 years, the IT contract. The very same contractor, again, the very same modus operandi has applied. The contractor is related to the both officials.
Yeah.
And these are issues that we had raised, that we require investigation on and around this matter. You can't have a person related to the contractor not excusing himself or herself from these processes of which they are conflicted to.
Did they declare this relationship?
They did not declare it. Look into the report that has been presented by the evaluation committee. The evaluation committee was chaired by Mr. Hector Sichogo. The bid adjudication committee was chaired by Ms. Nkomo. And to a large extent, unfortunately, even the appointment of Ms. Nkomo, because at that time she was acting as the chief financial officer.
Yeah.
Her appointment was not even done through council. You remember that any appointment of Section 56 managers, be it your CFOs, be your directors, it must be done through a council resolution. And unfortunately, that on its own shows as to why, unfortunately, this matter was not brought before council in terms of her appointment, in line with the prescriptions of the law. Now, it shows to you that there was a devious agenda, or there was an intention here to manipulate processes deliberately to favor their cousins. So that is what we are raising. That's why, to a large extent, I even wrote a letter myself as a councillor, exercising my responsibility as a public representative, informing SCOPA, the provincial government, of all of this maladministration, and reporting such allegation, requesting an investigation on this matter.
When was this? Was this after the bid was awarded, or it was before, as the processes were going?
Last year, I reported the matter immediately when the bid was awarded.
Okay.
That's when we got the report.
And did you get a response from SCOPA?
Unfortunately, at that time, I received no response from the executive mayor. I received no response even from I received no response from SCOPA. I even went to an extent of trying to open a case on this matter. And unfortunately, when I was interacting with the Hawks, I was told that there was an anonymous who has opened a case similar to this one. So they could not have duplication of cases on the same matter. So from where we are sitting, unfortunately, this 38 million scandal is just the tip of an iceberg.
Yeah.
There is a lot that is happening in that municipality, especially in terms of the awarding of tenders.
Yeah.
You'd realize that all of these people are related to the contractors to a large extent. But unfortunately, the municipal manager is trying to spin doctor something that he does not understand.
Yeah.
And he's caught up in a situation whereby, as an accounting officer, remember, he's the one who approves payment. And any payment that you approve as an accounting officer, it must be able to make financial sound.
Yes.
You must be able to demonstrate to us, why are you paying 2 million to a contractor on a monthly basis? Go there today. That shed that we have seen is not operational. So why must you continue paying 2 million unless you are not?
So
unless you are looking.
We're going to come back to that. I just want us to clear the contract issue, and then we're going to come to the operations of this call center. You are saying the W Cyber Solutions was not responsive. What does that mean?
Meaning that in terms of the process that they follow when they deal with the appointment of a contractor or the appointment of a service provider. Remember, there is this point system that is being used in terms of the supply chain management policy. And part of the fact that you are not responsive is informed by the fact that, one, you don't have any history of operating within that field. Meaning that W Cyber has never ran or operated any call center in its own history.
And the adjudication committee, do they have a reason why they would have condoned this particular company? Is there a motivation as to why a non-responsive company would have been preferred in this instance, except if it's not just for the price, that they were the cheapest, it seems, from the four that...
Remember, the price is not a determining factor. There is a price and there is functionality where you need to demonstrate that indeed you are able to fulfill the work that is expected from you. And secondly, you are able to demonstrate that you have done this work before. That is part of the functionality. So the price alone cannot be the determining factor. Why would you employ someone who has not done the very same work before? And because of the small price, you think that person will be able to implement what is expected. In fact, this thing is just exposing the unholy relationship that is there between the officials, like I demonstrated, the relation between the chairperson of the bid adjudication committee and the chairperson of the evaluation committee, including the contractors who are appointed there. Like I've said, I've just given you, apart from this 38 million scandal, I've given you another contract of 3 years, the IT services that are being provided to the district municipality. Its contract, Ribas, I think it's Ribas IT. They are also related. It's the younger brother of Hector Sichogo, and is the cousin to, in fact, is the aunt, the chairperson of the adjudication is the aunt to the very same two guys. So it shows to you that this is the only way of milking the coffers of the institution is a demonstration that indeed these are officials that are entangled in corrupt activities for their own benefit.
Let's come into the operations of this call center. There was a call center there, in fact, already existing, but they said this is a call center that would just respond to all emergencies and the sending of fighters and emergency vehicles. But they wanted something a little bit more substantive to respond to service delivery issues. If there are leaks, they would be able to dispatch and so on and so forth, right? Talk to me about what the building now that is there is able to do.
Like we have correctly captured it, the intention was to bring government closer to the people and make sure that we begin to respond to challenges that are there. Remember, this is a water service authority municipality. Our core function is water and sanitation. So we wanted to make sure that in every part of Dr. Ruth Mompati, we are able to detect problems in time and intervene timely. However, the plan was to broaden the current we are having. Remember, the one that we are having is only focused on issues of disaster. Now, we wanted to broaden, as our core function, like I've correctly said, is water and sanitation. We wanted to zoom into issues of water and sanitation. But unfortunately, as we speak, first and foremost, the building where it is erected, it is not the land of the municipality. It is the land of the local municipality of Naledi. And second to that, there is no rezoning in that land. That proves that we are now moving this land from commercial or from cultural to now business. There's no such an agreement. But thirdly, even if you can go there, that thing, it is just a mere shack that one cannot even link it to any government property. You can't run government as if you are running a spaza shop. I mean, even these foreign national spaza shops are more broader than what you can see in that thing. How would you intend to deal with 5 local municipalities with 4 operators whom are not in that office every day for that matter.
Yeah.
Even
So
today,
the municipal manager saying that call center is operational. There are people who are employed, there are people who report for duty, they work there.
But why is it that when we visit there is no one there? Why the same thing like I've said, value for money. Why would the municipal manager defend this matter so much in such a way that he does not see a problem of spending 2 million on a project that does not provide any services, or in return there is no value for money? Why would he do that? Why you and I know very well, including members of this society, apart from water crises that are engulfing this municipality, there is also the very same process where number of projects that the very same municipal manager is unable to play his due diligence in terms of the payments that are done to those contractors.
Yeah.
What is the rationale of paying 2 million to a contractor when they are operating from a check?
So he
when
said,
that check is,
you must tell me as councillor what of course there's still a report apparently that still needs to come to council to justify all these payments, but he says there is no 38 million that has been paid. It's 38 million over 3 years, and so far the amount that they would have paid is 4.5 million, and that would include that structure, that would include the equipment that is there, that would include the retail licenses that come with those computers and the software that they would have needed to buy, and that would include also the training that would have come with the setup of that system, because it's not just a phone, as he says. It's not just a phone and a phone line and somebody just sits and answers. It's an integrated system that comes with a particular software, quite advanced, that needs people to be trained at a regular and ongoing basis, as well as the upkeep and the updates and the upgrades that are required in that system. Saying in that collective 4.5 million, that's the value that you're getting. Did you hear me there, Kgabo?
No. I did not capture the last part. I was disturbed by someone.
Okay, I'm saying the 4.5 million includes the structure, the computers, the monitors, the retail licenses, the updates that are required, and the training. He says it's not just a phone line where somebody's just sitting and answering.
Be it as it may be, my brother, value for money. Why would you spend 4.5 million on something that does not yield any results for the municipality? But maybe before going there, let's deal with this matter of the municipal manager. Who is this Jonas that you are referring to? This Mr. Jonas has a very rich history of participating on fraudulent and payments that are not in line with the supply chain management. You can go and check his history in all of these municipalities. Go and check Makosi Hills as we speak today. Is in tatters. Go and check Mamusa local municipality is in tatters. Go and check Tswayin today where he was a municipal manager. There is a track record of this very same municipal manager participating in processes that are not in line with, that are inconsistent with the processes of the law. I mean, that are inconsistent with the prescriptions of the law. So, you from what he's saying, why would you? What is the rationale of spending 4.5 million on 4 computers, on a system? And I'm saying to you today, go into that place. That thing is not operational. Why would you continue spending money there? So I'm saying to you that this contract that we are speaking of, yes, it might be 38 million over years. Mind you, we are not speaking of we are quite aware when we speak of 38 million. We understand that is 38 million for 3 years. But this 38 million for 3 years, how much are you spending on a monthly basis? Today, they've already spent more than 4.5 million. Why would you spend 4.5 million on something that does not operate? So that is the rationale. So Mr. Jonas, from where he's sitting, is trying very hard to protect the wrongdoings that are happening under his watch. And to a large extent, himself as an accounting officer, he should be held accountable because he's allowing these things. He's the one who's attaching and approving all of these payments that are happening.
Right.
That is the basis.
I got you. Let's leave it there. Much appreciated. Thank you very much for the information and your intervention there tonight. Whistleblower and councillor there in that municipality, Kgabo.